Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. It is a delight to be here in Greensboro, and it's a beautiful day to be in Greensboro and to fly in, I might note. Thank you to the city manager. Thank you to Deputy Secretary Carroll and to all the elected officials who are present. We appreciate your hospitality, and this is indeed an exciting day. So let me tell you a little bit about what this is about. As you all know, America's cities are powerful engines that help drive our economic recovery. A study this year showed that U.S. cities of more than 150,000 people, places like Greensboro, generate about 85% of this nation's economy, account for 85% of the economy, and a good part of the economic growth that occurs. So I'm very pleased to be here to make an announcement from the President's Strong Cities, Strong Communities initiative, which we around the department call SC2. Strong Cities, Strong Communities. SC2 was launched last summer to build stronger, more effective partnerships between federal and local governments. The goal of SC2 is to spark economic development in communities that have faced tough challenges over the last decade. And as the mayor notes, Greensboro obviously is one of those. But first, let's look back for a minute, because we have come a long way in the last few years. Back in 2008, our economy was spiraling downward. Both the stock market and the housing market were plummeting. We were losing 750,000 jobs a month. I was just in Milwaukee. 750,000 jobs a month is the population of Milwaukee. Okay? Americans were rightly concerned we could be heading into a second depression. But due to the actions of this administration, the Recovery Act, the bailout of our auto companies, other tough decisions that President Obama made, along with the hard work and the resilience of the private sector, we've now had 30 straight months of job growth, totaling 4.6 million new jobs since the end of that recession. That includes more than 100,000 new jobs right here in North Carolina. Now, nobody thinks our economy is back where it needs to be. Growth has been steady, but it's slow. Unemployment has dropped, but it's still too high. We have more work to do, but our economy has grown, and it's going to continue to grow. Our challenge is to make sure that cities like Greensboro lead that growth, create more good jobs, and strengthen the economic security for their middle class. So that's what today's announcement is all about. Over the past few years, we've been talking with local officials. We asked them how we could best help cities that were hard hit in the recession and in the years leading up to it. And here's what we came up with. What if we used our combined resources to help cities that were poised to reinvent themselves, really ready to move forward? What if the federal government and the local government both had some skin in the game? What if we included an element of competition in order to make sure that the money went to places that were best able to use it? The result of that was the SC2 Challenge, and today we're announcing the first 3 awards. So I'm pleased to announce that Greensboro is one of the winners for an award of $1 million from the Economic Development Administration at the U.S. Department of Commerce. I just love being able to announce grants in local places. Everyone's always happy when you make those announcements. Hartford, Connecticut, and Las Vegas, Nevada are the other 2 winners. I was just talking with the mayor who had been in conversation with the Hartford mayor at a conference a few weeks ago about some of the challenges and plans that they have, and I think all of you probably know about some of the challenges that Las Vegas has faced given what's happened in their housing market recently. So this is an interesting group of 3, in some ways quite different cities, but which are all cities that are looking to reinvent themselves. So why Greensboro? We know that Greensboro had been losing jobs since 2000, but local officials have come to believe that Greensboro is ripe for economic development. So, with $1 million from the Commerce Department, along with some funds from the city of Greensboro, we're going to have a good old-fashioned competition to make this happen. The city's going to use this money to put out its own challenge. They're going to look for city planning experts or for anyone else who has good ideas to look at Greensboro's future and to ask some tough questions. What's the best way to spur more growth in one of North Carolina's largest cities? How do we promote partnerships among Greensboro businesses, service providers, colleges, and other organizations? And perhaps most importantly, how can we ensure that more entrepreneurs and startups can proudly say the words that I know everyone here wants them to say, I'm opening up shop in Greensboro? So the city will run the competition to get ideas, and the money that we are giving the city is going to fund several rounds of this competition. As it moves forward, economic development experts and others will form teams, submit their ideas, and after several rounds of competition and review, again, the local officials are in charge of this, the best plan for Greensboro is going to win. But of course, you'll have all those other plans as well, and you can mix and match as you move forward. So this is a good start. But the SC2 challenge, I should note, is only one of a whole bunch of investments we need to be making in America's cities right now. President Obama has called on Congress to make several other critical investments that will help America's cities. Let me just mention three. First, Congress needs to pass President Obama's proposals to help state and local governments retain police officers, firefighters, and teachers on the job. Many communities, as well as states, are still digging their way out of this past recession, and they need that help now. Secondly, with interest rates this low, we should put the construction crews back to work building North Carolina's roads and bridges. A dozen national studies have described the dangerous deterioration of America's infrastructure. Now is the time to address that problem. I'm an economist by background, and I can promise you, you are never going to see a time when interest rates are lower than this. And I hope you're never going to see a time when unemployment among construction workers is higher. This is the time to invest. It will only cost us more if we wait longer to invest in some of our really critical infrastructure issues. The President has proposed a national infrastructure bank that will help co-fund projects with state and local governments. And third, we need to be investing in the middle class. We need to extend the middle class tax cuts for families making less than $250,000 a year. That will help 98% of Americans and 97% of small businesses. Unless we extend that tax cut through 2013, the typical middle-class family of four is going to see its taxes rise by over $2,000 in the first of the year. Overall, we want to assure that Greensboro's future is brighter than ever. So we need some smart policy action, some partnerships between our level of government and your level of government, so that things like the SC2 challenge and the other investments that I've mentioned can work. We do, however, also, in addition to these sorts of programs, need the hard-going work, the creativity, and the entrepreneurship that the American private sector has always provided, and which is absolutely core to long-term job creation and to stable economic growth. So let's lay the foundation that will benefit families and businesses in Greensboro and throughout the state of North Carolina and across this nation. So today's grant is one piece of that foundation, and I hope a piece that is going to be useful to this city. So thank you, and congratulations again to the city of Greensboro. As the mayor said, these are one of our first three grants. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this evolves and what it is you're able to do with this money and what sort of great new ideas come forward. So congratulations. Thank you.